So then guys, in 2026, Apple are going to launch their Ultra iPhone out there. The iPhone Fold or the iPhone Ultra, the name's going to be something like that. And today I want to tell you about 10 leaks and rumors, with some of them being brand new, what's going to make this iPhone absolutely incredible when we get our hands on it. So first of all, let's get started with leak number one, and that is we've been told about a brand new under-screen camera, what is going on this iPhone. So we've got this leak in right here telling us we're going to get a 24 megapixel camera that is going to be hidden underneath the screen of the phone. Most likely this camera is going to be on the inside of this phone when you actually open it up, and it's going to be hidden when you're not actually using it. So this is going to be absolutely awesome to see. This means then on the inside of your iPhone you will have the full kind of screen. Nothing will have like a hole punch or a dynamic island in its way. You'll be able to see the full screen to do all of your work, and this is going to be absolutely incredible to actually have. Now, we have had other manufacturers do this in the past. I know the Galaxy Fold series from Samsung, like the predecessor to this one I've got on my desk right now, did actually have this, but the likes of Samsung, they've actually reverted back to put the camera in there because they did have some issues with it in being the actual camera was so clear. But if Apple are going to introduce this, you know Apple, they're perfectionists, so I think they're going to be introducing it as long as they've got it completely right. But that is the first new leak and rumor we've heard about for the new iPhone Fold. But then the second leak we've heard about is actually to do with the design of this iPhone. Now, most likely we've been told it's going to be a book design. So this is the way like how the likes of the Galaxy Fold open right now, the Honor opens up, the V5, the Pixel, for example, Pop Fold opens up. But a key difference to do with this phone design is that it's actually going to be more like a wallet kind of design, something like what you're seeing in these renders right here. It's not going to be a stretched out display. It's going to be something you can just slip into your pocket, and it won't be a long bar on the front. And funnily enough, that actually leads me on to the third big leak, and that's all to do with the screen sizes. And what I meant by about that actual design there is that the front screen is actually only going to be a 5.5 inch display. It's not going to be a long like 6.6 inch display or 6.5 inch display. It's actually going to be 5.5. So this means it's going to be slimmed down a bit, and it's going to be kind of more of a fatter square display. Something very similar to like what we used to have with, say, the likes of the iPhone sort of 8 Plus or like the 7 Plus, 6 Plus, those kind of screens where it was quite a fat little screen in the middle. And that is what you have actually on the front of this phone. But when you actually open it up on the inside, we've actually been told that the inside is going to be about a 7.8 inch display this time round. So it's not even going to reach the likes of 8 inches. Now, 7.8 inches is still really, really great. Do remember that the original iPad mini had a 7.9 inch display. Not the iPad mini we have today, because that's over 8 inches, but the original one, what had the home button on the bottom. So yeah, that is something else to also take note of here, that we're also going to get a display just like that. But then moving on to the fourth big leak we've heard about, and I just mentioned about the home button there, what we used to have on those older iPhones. Well, it looks like the home button's coming back in a new type of way. It's actually going to be a Touch ID button. We are not going to have Face ID on this phone. And this kind of makes sense because obviously if you have your phone closed, you would actually have to have, say, Face ID on the front, and then when you open it up, you'd have to have another Face ID on the inside of this phone. So it looks like Touch ID is coming back to the likes of the iPhone Ultra or the iPhone Fold this time round. So I know a lot of you guys are big fans of Touch ID. This is what's returning, and most likely it'll be a very similar sensor to what we had on the likes of, say, the iPad regular right now, the iPad Air, and the iPad mini. The one that sits actually on the power on home button, whatever you want to call it. It will be on there. It'll be on the side of the actual phone. So then guys, if your day is starting to feel like a full inbox of chaos with email, tasks, meetings and reminders, all shouting for attention, let me show you something that actually brings order to the madness. It is called AkiFlow, and it has quickly become a proper control hub for planning my days. Akiflow pulls in everything from Gmail, Slack, Asana, Google Calendar, and loads of other tools into one simple inbox. No jumping between apps, no random notes scattered everywhere. Everything lands in one place and you decide how to sort it. What makes it powerful is how quick it is. You can just drag tasks into your calendar to time block, plan deep work sessions, or map out your whole day with a clear visual layout. Reminders are built in, and if you want automations, Akiflow connects with thousands of apps so tasks can sync in automatically. For me, juggling video scripts, product testing days, B-roll recording, uploads, and future project planning, having one tool that just blends tasks and calendars together just makes things so much easier. You just open Akiflow, check your agenda, and you know exactly what needs your attention. And I would highly recommend that you check out Akiflow because it will make your life a lot easier too. And if you want to do that, definitely check out the description below to get a more efficient way of working in a cleaner environment. And with that then guys, let's return back to the main video. Now, moving on for the fifth big leak, and that's all to do with the materials of this phone. We've been told that the materials of this phone is actually going to be made out of a titanium, most likely, or it may even have a slight bit of aluminum kind of mix in it. Personally, I think it's going to be titanium because of how thin this phone is. To have this phone, you know, super thin, it's probably going to be even thinner than the iPhone Air when it's actually opened up. It's going to have to be made out of a strong material. So most likely this phone is going to be made out of titanium for it. So if you guys missed titanium when we got the iPhone 17 models, it does look like it's coming back, at least for this phone. So that is really good news to hear. But then after this, for the sixth big leak, and this is the main reason why Apple have been late to the party with bringing out a foldable phone, it looks like they've cracked how to not have a crease or a big, huge crease evident in the middle of their screens. They've actually patented this kind of liquid metal hinge design. And what this essentially does, it kind of provides a cushion in the middle that when you actually rub your finger over the middle of it, that you will not feel a crease really inside of this phone. And also this does also help that obviously if you open and close your phone multiple times, that obviously it won't also create a crease there that is visible. So this is really good news that Apple have worked on this, perfected it, and finally got this ready. So this is also some great news out there for you guys who are worried about having a crease in a foldable phone. So moving on then for the seventh big upgrade we've heard about, and that's all to do with cameras. Now, you know I talked about the under-screen camera, what's going to be in the inside of this phone. Well, in total, this new phone is going to probably have a total of 4 cameras altogether. You're probably going to have a camera on the very front of his phone. This one probably would be a hole punch camera, potentially dynamic island, but I don't think it will because obviously we've got the likes of Touch ID, so there's no point having that. So it'll probably just be a little hole punch camera on the very front, but obviously when you open up to the big canvas, we've got that one hidden underneath the screen. That will be useful. But on the rear of this phone, if you were expecting the likes of saying having cameras very similar to the likes of the iPhone kind of Pro series, I think you might be a little bit disappointed. You're probably going to get 48 megapixel camera sensors, but these will be very similar to the ones like we get with the iPhone 17 regular. So this will just be the likes of an ultra wide sensor and also a wide sensor on the rear. Do not expect it to be the best cameras out there. That is what the Pro line phones are all about. This phone is more about multitasking. It can take photos, but it's not one to, you know, take out and about and do full load of video recording on it. That's not what this phone is actually designed for. Plus, by adding that third extra sensor, you can imagine the price would shoot up quite a lot there. So for the time being, it is only going to be a total of 4 cameras on this phone. But then for the 8th big leak we've heard about for this phone is that it's also going to have quite a high density battery inside of it. Do remember right now we have the iPhone Air, and the iPhone Air does have, say, about a 3,200 milliamp battery. Now, that might not seem a lot. Now, but if you can imagine, if Apple are going to make what a phone here, which has got 2 screens on it, the battery might be made a little bit smaller. Plus, also, I talked about the size being a little bit smaller too. You get the idea here. But personally, what I believe is going to happen here is I reckon we're probably going to get around about 2, so that's 2 times 2,500 milliamp batteries inside of this, or even possibly a little bit more. It could even be, say, about 2,800 milliamp batteries you could fit in. So somewhere with that, and if you've got 2 of them, you can imagine the battery size for this phone will probably be about 5,000 to about 5,600 milliamps size for this phone. What is going to be really great to actually have. Do remember that we've also got other things with Apple chips going on and things like this, what I'll get onto in just a second, but to have 2 of them, this is really great news to hear that we will get these 2 batteries inside of a phone like this to give us great battery life. And moving on from that, let's actually talk about that 9th big leak, and that is all to do with those chips. So most likely when we get into 2026, we'll have the A20 series chips, and probably Apple put the A20 Pro inside of it, most likely paired up with 12 gigabytes of RAM. But the other cool thing we will get with that is the A20 Pro will be made on Apple's new 2nm processor with TSMC, who manufactures their chips for them. And for that then, it's probably going to be even more efficient than what we have now on the 3nm chips that we have in, say, the current iPhones. So this means battery life is going to be probably even better this time round. So this is really going to help out. Plus also the fact that most likely Apple bring out the likes of their C2 or C2X and their N2 chip as well for network connectivity and 5G connectivity. This will also help out with battery life inside of this phone. So this is also super exciting news to hear. So if you're worried about battery life, I wouldn't be worried too much. It does look like this is going to be great inside of this phone. But then finally, for the 10th big leak, we've heard about the release date and the price. Let's talk about the release date first. So most likely it's going to be coming out in September 2026. So, you know, we are talking about 10 months from now, probably alongside the likes of some Apple Watches and also the iPhone 18 Pro model. So that's when we're going to happen. It's going to be around about September time. And as we get close to the date, I will let you guys know exactly when it will be. But for price-wise, it looks like Apple want to get onto the kind of same bandwagon in price as, say, other competitors out there. So most likely, this phone is going to probably start around about $1,800 for the baseline version, and even pushing up over the $2,000 bracket out there if obviously you opt for more storage. I don't think Apple are going to purposely go higher than the likes of Samsung out there, because they're one of their biggest competitors, and also the likes of, say, Google with their Pixel Folds. They will want to keep it around that kind of same price. So this is the kind of estimated kind of pricing to look at. So if you want to start saving, I'd start saving now, because $1,800 is quite a lot to swallow for the price of this phone. But you've got to remember you are technically getting an iPad mini and also an iPhone all in one here, in one slim device. So just be aware of that too. That's why the price is so high. But on that note as well, guys, are you excited then for this new iPhone Fold? Are you going to get one when it comes out? Well, let me know in the comments below. And on that note as well, guys, it's time to wrap up the video too. So if you have enjoyed watching it, please do press the like button. As always, if you want to hear the latest Apple news, reviews and comparisons, make sure you subscribe to this channel and also hit that notification bell too. Until next time, guys, I'll see you really soon. Take care. Bye bye.